Welcome everybody to the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. Your home for all wrestling, everything wrestling. No Soto for a while. He's on his way. Actually, he's already in Puerto Rico, probably living his best life. So it'll be us two for a while. Henry, what's going on, kid?
What's going on, bro? Yeah, shout out to Soto. Hopefully, he's having fun over there on a well-deserved 3-week vacation.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think he's ever coming back. I'm just putting
Yeah,
that.
I don't. Nah, I think he'll be back, but you never know. He might extend his trip. Not much, since we have surprise plans coming for August. For those who listen in, it's gonna be
Yeah,
a
we have a
pretty
lot,
big
lot of
thing.
stuff, lot of stuff ahead of us. Lot of stuff prepared. So
I'll be dropping some teasers throughout the podcast for that.
so you'll be seeing it coming soon. But until then,
Yeah, till then, we got a lot of wrestling news to go into,
let's get right
starting
into it.
with WWE. So we got Shayna Baszler as a face and Ronda Rousey's last feud in WWE ever. What do you think about that, B?
Uh, so I have, um, I think the time. I think the fans just don't want her around. That's just like for one, and two, it's like she came in. Her first year was her best year. Like everything was all down pat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, Days is gonna be a face, I guess. Even though she's a heel, and Rousey's about to go off into the sunset. I mean, she's already one of the greatest
Well,
women
well,
WWE
she
wrestlers
had an
ever.
out of her contract, so I think she's utilizing the out in her contract. I think she just wants to take a break, and it's understandable. But they were saying that she might be done for good. Those are the
No,
rumors I've
I,
been
I I think
hearing.
she's done. Like she's had her fun. She's had a lot of great matches, a lot of great feuds, and now just like, all right, well, you've done it all. You've done everything you wanted to do
Yep.
after MMA. You've done it. Like you did
And she,
UFC. You done a lot of pretty good movies. You've done a
and
lot of
she had few
commercials.
or two of her best friends in the wrestling business, which is Natalia, and now she's gonna have one with Shayna Baszler. So
Yeah, and
what a
now
way to
she's
go!
she 2-time, 3-time women's champ.
2 or 3 time, I forget. Correct me, one of those two. I can't think
So
of it off the top of my head. And
either
she's also
way,
tag champ too, so
yeah, either way, she do that, and then it's like, all right, well,
she's gonna get a Hall of Fame thing just because of her UFC and WWE accolades. So that's gonna happen down the
yeah.
line.
So it's well
I honestly
deserved.
would say as soon as next year. Honestly,
Go and have your family and move on. So basically, let's see what happens now. What happens to
that promo that she did was really good, and then the shot with the knee was ridiculous. I was like, holy shit when I saw it.
yeah? So go
And she got
go
a
ahead and
reaction. She's never been a face, so I'm curious to see how it works out. And she had the fans behind her, which is something that uh,
is
was
it
been her
because of her
problem
or
for
because no
years.
one likes Rousey anymore?
I think it's because of both. I don't think it's because of them disliking Rousey, because I think she's been disliked for a while. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean that's the difference, because the problem people see with Rousey is that she is basically given the golden spoon coming into the company. She got the title shot, she got this, she got that, and there's other women in the business that been there scratching and clawing, and they haven't got their opportunity, or got the
Right.
opportunity, and that was it. So that's been the knock on her. Not only that, her Ronda's promo skills have, I think, gotten worse as she's been on the roster. That's usually something that either stays the same or gets a little better. But
Mm-hmm.
in Ronda's case, I think it's just gotten a lot worse. Like just the way she talks and flubs things. I don't think she knows like how to do a promo. That's my thing. But as a wrestler, she has a lot of potential. Even though she, botches. But in wrestling, there's botches. I mean, it is what it is. Like, people had nicknames for a lot of the women wrestlers doing stuff, but it is what it
Right.
is. Shit happens. I mean, I'm interested to see. Obviously, we both know this is going to conclude at a SummerSlam.
I, I
So I
think I
mean,
think I think it'll end there.
you think it's going to end there? Yeah,
Yeah, it
I think
just it
she's.
makes
I think she's
sense.
done. I think she's Ronda is done after this. I think a Hall of Fame
Go
induction would be next for her. Obviously,
go enjoy being a mom. Go enjoy. Probably, I think her husband wants a couple of kids. I'm not gonna lie, and
yeah.
she's been loving motherhood. So it's like, go ahead. You made millions of dollars in UFC. You made a couple mil here in WWE. You got movies. You got commercials. You can do whatever you want to do. You had fun. didn't go the way you want to go as a whole, but you came in, had a good time. You had a great, you had great moments. It's time to move on.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my thing. Like, I think concluding at SummerSlam would be good because I think that sort of gives them time to build the story a little bit and go from there. Now, who do you think is going to get the upper hand, and who do you think is going to get the win? Do you think Ronda Rousey gets her win in her
Baszler.
last feud, or do you think Baszler is going to get it
Baszler's
as
gonna
a
get the
face?
win.
You think so?
Yeah. Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you give Rousey a win to bury Baszler when you're changing Baszler?
Yeah. I mean, true, but
Common,
then again, booking.
common give back is always when you leave, you put somebody over. So you're gonna, especially it's your best friend. You're gonna push your best friend. You put your best friend over you as you go through the sunset, and she's gonna enjoy a great career.
So before we move on, B, I did say we were going to do a teaser a little bit throughout the podcast. So relating to women wrestlers, which women wrestler between Baszler and Rousey is not going to be the one to mess with? If you catch the reference I did there, I'm sure you did. But we're not going to give too much away. So, which one you think is not the one to mess with?
Baszler.
Baszler, I agree. But it's gonna be a good feud, especially if Baszler improves her mic skills like she did vastly during that promo, because that's the best I've ever heard her talk. Like she was just spitting facts, and it was just really good. And Ronda was just like that. She didn't know what to say.
They're probably setting up for the the eventual. Oh hey, like so you're this, so you're that. And it's like, well, here we go.
Exactly.
One of those things.
So moving on in WWE news, we got Drew McIntyre obviously returned. So it's going to be McIntyre versus Gunther, the ring general, in a future feud. And also, just to give a little update on his contract, there was rumors that he signed. Apparently, those rumors were not true. He's still unsigned. There's still apparently money issues and creative issues being the main issue. I'm not sure what McIntyre is looking for. I think realistically, he wants a run with the main title because he never got that when COVID obviously hit. He was sort of like everybody deemed him the COVID champion.
Mm-hmm.
He never got to be the champion in front of the fans. So I think he wants run as the champion. Now, I do think he should be a heel in this feud with Gunther. I feel like, yes, heel versus heel doesn't work. Not all the time, but the way these two are, they're fantastic in the ring. They've had that banger of a match at WrestleMania, which we were just out of our seats with, all of us literally watching it. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I do hope that WWE does re-sign McIntyre and does not let him go anywhere else, because that would be a huge, huge mistake on their part.
It doesn't make sense why you wouldn't, considering he was the one. I spoke with Soto. Like, he was the one that got you through COVID.
Correct. Exactly.
Why would you not give him any justification whatsoever?
Exactly. He deserves a run with the championship. Now, granted, I think the future of the WWE World Championship is going to be sort of flip-flopped. I think we're going to get like a lot of transitional champions till we get a long-term champion. The rumor is Rollins is supposed to eventually drop the title. Now, the question is to who? If it's to Finn Balor, and then Balor has a short reign, and then it goes to McIntyre.
Balor was robbed when he got hurt.
Correct. So my thing is, does Balor get his feud? But then leading into the next topic, we're talking about Finn Balor. The Judgment Day split is in the cards.
You guys been saying for the longest JD McDonough's going to show up, and Damian Priest is on his way out. So
I heard something about that.
Who's going to be?
So I'm gonna let you chime in on that, and I'm gonna tell you what I heard about it. I think it was a TikTok video I saw, but the idea made so much sense being put together. But
in regards to what? That Priest was gonna cash in on Balor when Balor and Rollins going at it, and Priest cashes in as a triple threat, or Balor wins and Priest cashes in.
It's longer term, thinking longer term than that. So, he helps Balor wins the title with the help of Damian Priest. Damian Priest hugs him and says, "I'll never cash in on you," even though Balor, he's been having the paranoia lately of, never winning the championship again, getting screwed over by Rollins. thinking that his own people, his own stable's going to turn on him. A lot of different things have been going on with Balor. So you build up on the paranoia, thinking that if he wins, that Priest is going to cash in on him anytime. So he wins. Balor, has a decent reign, not anything too long, but at least to make up for obviously what happened years ago, which was tragic. He was white hot when he won it. Let's be honest. But then eventually JD joins, and eventually we get that future match, like you said, with the triple threat match with Damian Priest inserting himself in or cashing in on Balor in the future because he had enough of Balor's shit of being paranoid and thinking he's going to cash in on him, thus ending Damian Priest's time in the Judgment Day and actually winning the title. That was the other part of it. Damian Priest actually will win the title because apparently WWE booking is very, very high on them. And they're also trying to establish more stars from different cultures. I mean, you got to think about it. Puerto Rican champion. When's the last time we really seen one in WWE? World champion.
Never.
It's been a long time. So
well, before I can remember before that. So
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. So we'll see how it does. But I feel like this Judgment Day split won't be till next year. I think they're gonna drag it out a little bit more because WWE is very high in the Judgment Day.
If they're wrapping up Bloodline, which you've been seeing, then it makes a lot of sense. You got to keep one faction going if one's going to start dying out.
Well, the rumor is Judgment Day is supposed to split next year, and the Bloodline is supposed to end next year. This the storyline. So we're gonna have two big storylines concluding next year. I don't think they end at the same time. I think one ends before the other. However, I do think they both conclude at WrestleMania, and I think that's where everything gets reset, which would make sense. So moving on to booking decisions and different things that are going on, we got the NXT booking decisions recently for the women's wrestlers. What do you think about that, B? We got Roxanne Perez has been taking a lot of L's. Tatum Paxley's been taking a lot of L's. There's been a lot of weird wrestlers taking L's that are good wrestlers, but I think it's hurting them more than it's helping them.
So I think when it comes to the women's wrestling, they haven't really decided on what the game plan is gonna be. Like for people in general, like you have one option, right? You can go one direction, you see like this and a third, right? And then in another direction, you have a different set of wrestlers that you want to push, but you haven't committed to doing said push, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you're doing all that and you can't pick and choose, then you're gonna book everybody on a week-to-week basis, show-to-show basis.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, Roxanne Perez, granted, her mic skills need a lot of work. One of their best wrestlers out there. Tatum Paxley is a very underrated wrestler. You keep having them taking L's. Gigi Dolan's very popular. You keep having a lot of your popular wrestlers takes L's. I think that hurts their momentum in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And just hurts the morale if you think about it. I get that you're trying to do the storytelling, but my problem is, what's the storytelling going on right now? Yeah, we have Roxanne versus Blair.
And then where's your direction from that point forward? It's like, well, you do all this, and it's like,
exactly.
So where's not
Corey Jade?
Commit to this?
Corey Jade, another one that's lost in the flux. That's probably going to be in the main roster. If Braun goes up, she goes up because
for all that, you might as well just let it happen now.
Yeah, that's my thing.
If you're going to do this, then do it. If you're not going to do it, then find a different direction. So don't be half and half out.
I don't understand the booking. Like, I think it's confusing because you're booking losses and L's and trading back and forth. Like, what are you trying to build? Like, what direction do you have them going? Like, that's my thing. Like, if you see the Lyra and JC Jane match, for instance, obviously JC had to carry that match.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that. Like, you can't have, like, you're supposed to have these wrestlers that you're high on, but you're exposing their weaknesses. They're supposed to, sort of overshadow the weaknesses, have their strengths, and yeah, they're going to have their weaknesses. All wrestlers do. But I feel like lately, just with the booking decisions, it's been hurting a lot of the women superstars. Like, who's Tiffany? Who's going to be Tiffany Stratton's challenger? Thea Hale, they killed that push too.
We'll see. It's July. We have a lot more to go with until that.
And I'm not Stratton deserves the belt because her moonsault is ridiculous. And her
Right.
moveset, her movesets and everything is just clean. So like she definitely deserves it. She's worked her ass off and is a student of the game. So I'm all for that one. But my thing is you have a direction for her, but what about everybody else in the division?
Yeah. So I'll just say it's July. You're still working on things.
Yeah.
So until you get to Rumble season and Mania season, you have a lot of time to figure things out. Just don't wait so long.
And don't keep booking them for L's all the time.
Yeah, just do what you gotta do. It's fine. Like for now, I'm not really putting much input into it.
Yeah.
But once you get to like November or October, November, it's like
Survivor Series round.
yeah, it's like
yeah.
all right, you gotta let's get this going.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of booking decisions, the Creed brothers and Braun Breaker on the main roster.
End this now. Bring them up. We've been on this topic for a while. I've said it for a while. You and Soto said it for a while. It's like, come on, you've had your matches against Carmelo. 3 great matches. Let's go.
Well, do you think
bring them up?
I know Braun's a heel, but do you think they might do sort of like a real life thing with Braun and Cora paired together? Like they're not they do some, like a mixed tag team, but then they sort of do their own thing too.
You could. I don't see why not.
Yeah, and then you got that, and then the Creed brothers are really good, so that's going to be a big boost for the tag team division. Now, where do you see them going? Do you see them on Raw or do you see them on SmackDown?
Raw. Braun Breaker's a Raw type of talent.
What about the Creed brothers?
SmackDown.
Yeah, I can see them on SmackDown.
But like this is real quick. Let's get to the next subject because this is something that they've been holding on for too long. This is where I go your logic. Commit to it and go. Like
well, they had the loser leaves NXT match, so they're done. And I think once Braun faces Ilya and that ends, that he's done too.
Yeah, just get up there. The sooner the better for them.
Yeah, I think they're dragging it, and Ilya should be on the main roster too. I'm gonna throw that out there too.
Where would he go?
He's gonna go with Raw and Imperium.
Okay.
Yep. So next topic, moving on. NXT Underground. It's been a success so far. So, for those who don't know, obviously a lot of us do, it used to be called Raw Underground, which used to take place from 10 to 11. It only lasted briefly a couple weeks, I think.
It got still pretty quick. You literally built up Braun Strowman, and that's it.
So
that's where I got from it.
I think the way they're doing it now is better because I feel like the presentation is better, the overall look is better, and it's taking place in the actual ring in front of the arena, not like backstage with like randoms and cameras.
Ass Fight Club kind of feel like
yes.
That was dog water.
Yeah, and it's happening in the ring. The fans can see it, they can react to it, and now look at that. It's a way to put wrestlers you signed recently who have a background and different things like that, expose them. I think that's a great concept, and I'm all for it. I think it's not a topic to be on long, but I think that overall it's working out a lot better than it did on Raw.
Have this conversation like 6 weeks where you get like enough pull, and it's like, okay, all right, give it 1 or 2 bad nights, and then you can kind of decide on what you want to do with it.
Gable Stevenson appearing on it was good for his career. So
yeah, but I don't care for him. I care for him at the actual main roster. I don't care for him NXT.
Yeah, I get it.
That is supposed to be your pride and joy. So it's like if you're gonna do that, you better have him. You better give him the golden ticket.
Yeah. So moving on, we're going to do the women's champion feud bookings. So this is another, obviously, interesting one that's been.
Give EO her championship. I want to see it so bad.
I didn't like what they did this week. It just seemed very confusing with all the women scrambling. And
well, I didn't mind the Bianca going heel. Like she's getting more and more.
They need to go. They need to do the heel turn already, though. I feel like it's dragging out.
It's like I see it. I didn't want to see it first, but they did a little bit with the Street Profits, and now you're seeing it with her more and more. It's like, okay, all right. I now I can envision all 3 of them together teaming up.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just need to pull the trigger, and I think they need to do a better job at presenting Rhea Ripley and Asuka as dominant champions.
Well, Ripley's not fighting. She has to wrestle. She doesn't wrestle anybody.
I
And
know that's what I'm
Asuka,
saying.
what?
That's what I'm saying. Like she hasn't fought anybody, and the people she's supposed to fight, it's been, oh yeah, she beats the shit out of them before the match starts. And then Asuka is like, oh okay, yeah, she's just gonna just toss in a random feud with whoever X Y Z. It's
Yeah.
just annoying.
So for Asuka, pick one and give a couple matches.
Yeah,
Ripley, she has to just wrestle. That's all.
yeah, but like I don't know why they're doing the bookings the way they are recently. It's been sort of like mixed bag, and like it's nothing against a knock against Rhea and Asuka because we damn well know those are two of the best women wrestlers on that fucking roster. Let's be honest. They put on great match after great match, and been presenting themselves well in the roles that they're in now. But however, they don't have any people to fight. Like every time they're gonna have a match, oh, it's just gonna be let's just toss ABC.
This is where I go back saying half the women's roster in NXT, they want to do something, and the other half they don't. If you're not gonna book the main roster, then start bringing women up and start pushing the champs.
Yeah, I
Give
agree.
me a Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley. Have Roxanne Perez steal a tag team win, right? Have her pin Ripley in a tag team, in a mixed tag or whatever you want to put it, and have her win, on a count out.
I have a theory.
Knock Ripley out, have her on a 10 count, and have her lose. And then it's like, wow, she lost twice.
I have one too. I have a good one. It brings reminiscences back to Paige, now known as Soraya. Have somebody like Cora Jade come up, compete in a triple threat match, and win one of the championships, and put that shock factor in there. She didn't win a championship at NXT.
What's the problem?
She was over.
Do you want Asuka or Ripley to lose right now?
Not right now, but maybe later on.
If you were going to, I agree.
Yes, not right now. But then again, you had to build that up too. Obviously, when Paige debuted, she was built up to coming up eventually, and she just came up and ran through everybody.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do that, have Cora do it. Why not? Cora hasn't won the main title. Have her go the Bianca route. Dominate on the main roster.
There you go.
I said this before, and I'll say it again. Just do it like that. So moving on for booking, we got Karrion Kross, Austin Theory, and LA Knight. Where do we go from here?
So I'm gonna go with who for Karrion Kross because I don't know, don't care.
They've killed his character and everything.
That's WWE's fault for not utilizing him for one.
The right way that he should be used.
Right. Two, Austin Theory should never wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. Because you know what? When John Cena said it, John Cena was right. You're going to lose no matter what. And he said, if you lose to me at WrestleMania, you lose your belt and everything you were built into is now dead. Or you beat me at Mania, 2, and now there's no more John Cena build for 6 months. There's no build for nothing and you're by yourself. And then we're going to find out who you really are. And Theory is like, well, it'll be okay. And then now look what happened. Now Theory had one good match after Mania, and where has he been?
And I'm going to throw something out there too. Theory has not had, I don't think he's had one clean win at all. All his wins have been either outside interference or him doing something else. And I think that hurts his credibility as champion too. Because it's going to
be I was with it at first. I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty good. And now I'm like,
now it's just getting annoying. Now it's just getting, he can't win legit. Like Roman Reigns, yes, he has the bloodline to help him.
Roman Reigns wins clean though.
He can win clean. He has done it. He's done it numerous times.
So Austin Theory has not recently.
Austin Theory has not recently. And that's killing his character. I think he's going to lose the championship soon, too.
And then for LA Knight, I think LA Knight's caught up in the sheer principle of hypocrisy. And that's because of the fact that they wouldn't push LA Knight because he's old.
How old is he?
42?
I mean, that's not
43. But he's a rookie, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like in a wrestling sense, he's a rookie. You're not going to push LA Knight with Damian Priest has a briefcase. Damian Priest is like 38.
Yeah.
I think he's 30. If I'm not mistaken, I read that before. I'm like, that makes a good
I thought
point.
they said
So
Damian
LA
Priest
Knight
is
is going to be a
older.
mid. You know what you got to do? Give LA Knight the U.S. title. Let him be a
Think
mid Carter. Let him run, and LA Knight will wrestle anybody. Go
Damian
on,
Priest
do
is
your
older.
thing.
He is. Damian Priest is older than LA Knight.
How's LA Knight?
Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up now. I think Damian Priest is 40. I know Damian Priest is 40, and then LA Knight is. They're about the same age. Let me see.
Oh,
Birthday
either
wise,
way, so
they
that's the same shit. So it's a guy who's not just as not younger, but just the same age as you. But you're
older by
saying
2
that you're not.
months.
So it just shows that WWE's gonna use him. He's a mid card talent. Damian Priest could be main event talent. He has the ability to do so. It depends on when can he be that. Finn
Yeah,
Balor was supposed to be the guy. He gets hurt, and now he's been on the back end for the burner for the longest. That was
seven
what 4 or
years.
5 years.
No, 7.
7 years. So 7 years since you last had in the main event and been like a main event piece. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Damian Priest has that. His time could be coming very soon. You're not giving LA Knight the chance. Let him take Austin Theory's belt. Let him be the U.S. champ, and let him run through that and elevate that talent.
Yeah,
Give LA Knight 6 months as U.S. champ.
yeah. He's gonna elevate that belt,
That's all.
guaranteed.
6 months, he loses it, and he goes back into tags or mid card turmoil. But you're giving him his justification.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
all. As the theory, it was fun. You got a lot of heat. You did well with the heat. You got out of it. You had your
Yeah.
big shot. You got your big moment. You got the win you needed to solidify you as a good, consistent, like a respectable WWE talent. You are worth your value.
Yeah. Exactly.
But now you've peaked and now you're teetering and you can't make it. You don't know what to do. And it's not all WWE. He plays a part in that as well. So it's just time to close up shop, give the belt, reset yourself, and try again. For Cross, next topic. He's just not doing anything.
Next.
What is he
They
doing?
might have
Tell me anything
no,
of value of Karrion Cross.
I can't say. I
There
just
you
feel
go.
bad for him
So
though because
that's it. And that's
he's a
your
talented
guy.
wrestler too. Yeah,
You
he's a
you you
talented.
said before you're a big Karrion Cross fan. He's
I
been
am.
underutilized and
I've been following Karrion Cross's work since Impact,
he's been
and
poorly misused.
he has that it factor that he could be a world champion and good as a heel or face. They just been
And he
using him the
can't
wrong way.
even get on the opening. He can't get on the first route. Like, come on now,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yep. And moving on to our last topic for WWE news for the week. The Bloodline storyline is finally reaching its climax.
The Rock will be here soon.
Uh, it depends. I mean, I don't know. He could be, or is Cody gonna supposedly the
Roman
rumor went Cody's
Reigns
gonna
has
face him.
officially lost it. Roman Reigns has done the unthinkable. Now he's being a brat.
We got main event Jay coming back.
Main event Jay is now here, and he don't got to win nothing because Roman Reigns is still champ. You don't got to win. Roman Reigns can stay champ and it's all good. The problem is you are now coming over as a little kid. I guess
Also,
I
you
have
also
to.
see Solo. Did you
Yeah,
see Solo? That was
he's
that was interesting.
fucking child over there.
Solo
Really,
looked
he's
at
like,
the
yeah,
beats.
I guess I'll call you king. Bang! Here comes the low blow. All right, bro. Like, I can't call you. I can't call you tribal. Shut your ass up, bro. Now you're being
Yeah,
a
I get
brat.
it.
Now it's like, yo, you're cool. Everybody before everybody's doing it. Yeah, that's right. I'm the tribal chief. I'm king. And now you got to give it up. And it's like, I don't want to do that. Nah, shut the fuck up, bro.
But not only that, like I agree with you. Like there's been calls for them to end the Bloodline storyline. They think that is just dragged, so they want to end it sooner. But obviously, we all know who has to come back into that and be the one to defeat Roman Reigns and not end his story, but finally get the belt that he wants. Because obviously, if you don't have been listening, Cody Rhodes winning the championship will not end his story. He said that's sort of like a middle to his story.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. So I think when it comes to the Bloodline storyline, yeah, it's reached its climax. We got Solo and Roman eventually going to go at it. It was heavily, heavily teased when Solo was conflicted about what to do. Not only that, he was looking at the beads, the little lei that he was given Roman Reigns, and was contemplating whether he should put it on and become the tribal chief. So there was so many layers to the story, which is great. This is one of the better storylines out there that has been dragging on, and I hope that the ending is like a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's going to happen, and I'm going to sort of go from there. I think eventually Solo is going to turn on Roman, but hear me out. Solo is going to help Cody Rhodes win the championship by giving Roman Reigns the Samoan spike to end his reign. Remember how he did it to Cody?
Yes.
He's going to do the same thing to Roman Reigns and say, I'm done with your shit. Be by yourself. And Cody's going to capitalize on that. You know, Cody was going crazy doing the crossroads. This time he's going to hit all of them and he's going to win. And he's going to end Roman Reigns' reign. I think that is going to happen 100%. I'm booking it now. There's no odds, but it just makes sense story-wise.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. As long as I see Rock Reigns at some point, that's all I care about. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Give me
Uh-oh.
Give me Reigns Cody at the Rumble. And here comes The Rock. Because when Reigns got a shot to WrestleMania, Rock showed up where? In Philly.
What about
So
Rock versus
Pardon?
Roman at Mania? I mean, not Mania. Royal Rumble.
No, but that's the thing. So I want to get like Cody win, right? Like Cody
Uh,
have the chase at the Rumble, and then whoever wins the Rumble will go against Cody, and Cody wins at
yeah.
Mania.
Yeah.
He'll retain at Mania,
Right.
but have The Rock come in and ruin it for Reigns, and then all of a sudden everything falls off. Ready? Hey, SmackDown comes around because although it would be crazy to have Roman on Raw because Rock, but
Yeah.
you go to SmackDown. Yo, what happened? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
If you smell, here comes The Rock coming in, right? Boom. Hey guys, look at this bozo. Everybody leaves Roman. As the credits start to roll, right? See the
Yeah.
copyright thing on the watermark, and yo, I'm the real tribal chief. Everybody walks away. Ooh.
They would have to be
And same way
teased. They would
Roman
have to
was
figure out a way to tease
crying
it,
and
though.
complaining and bitching that he lost at Money in the Bank. He'll sit there like, what, really? Here comes Solo. I'm out. Here comes Paul. I'm out. And then
It would
you
have to
go,
be
you're
teased,
not
though.
taking
That's
my
Marvel.
family. Man, let's do this. Something. Give me something where you have Cody has justification. I want Seth Rollins at Mania with the belt. I want Seth Cody with the belts come Mania. And I want Rock and Roman at Mania.
He would have to sort of insult The Rock, though. That's my thing. Like, it would take, like, him to say... They would have to tease it, sort of like Austin Theory kept throwing jabs at...
You can do that up
this
until the
guy.
Rumble. That's fine. But
Yeah.
that has to be like, when do you do that? You like we saw the insights with the Rock Bottoms. We saw Jay
Yeah.
throw his hand out like he was doing the Rock signature punch,
Yeah.
right? So we saw that. We saw the double Rock Bottom, and it was like, you're doing a lot to incite this going on. So it's
Right.
like, when is this going to kick off? You've already gave a couple of hints. I'm the greatest in the family. Da 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 da. Yada yada yada. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the high chief. And it's like, well, first and foremost, your great grandfather is the high chief, Peter Maivia, who is the grandfather to The Rock, who is his dad's pop. So it's like, yo, bro, relax. You're saying a lot of shit right now that's real nasty.
Yeah.
So now you just gotta keep going, keep stacking it, and then once you've peaked, the storyline has peaked, which is fine, and now you get to the end. What's your last step? And the last step for me would be whatever's whatever. Bring up The Rock's daughter. Maybe she comes in as the female for the bloodline. Da 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 da. You and your dad can go fuck off. All of a sudden, like, oh, and all of a sudden, whatever happens, like we're good. We don't need nobody, especially with the Johnson family.
She needs a lot
Now
of
you're
work as a
doing
wrestler,
stuff like,
though.
all right, now someone has to show up.
Ava Ray needs a lot of work as a wrestler, though.
She does. She
She's
does.
extremely
But
green.
there's ways to do it, and there's ways to go. There's ways to tease it, and the ways to go through with it. So just like there's a lot of options, and they've done a great job by pushing this through. You just have to now pick the right. Well, you got 10 things. Pick the 2 good things and use it. Then next is that, and work your way through its entirety.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think you'll be good to go.
Exactly. So moving on. Now we go into AEW. We got the Jericho Appreciation Society ending and him aligning with Don
Jericho,
Callis.
please retire. I love you. You are one of the you might go. You are in the top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time, and there's no debate on that. By the way, Chris Jericho is top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time.
He's been everywhere, champion everywhere.
It's time for him to now give back. Go to touring. Go be with the family. Go do what you got to do. You've done it all. Put somebody over. The same way I said about Sting.
Why do you want him to retire?
Why? It's just I think it's right. It's the right time. It's getting to that time where it's the right moment. I should say.
I get it.
In regards
really
for Guevara and everybody else, Don Callis, I don't give a fuck who's running the society, but
I think
Don
the
Callis,
society
go
would be
ahead.
done. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Don Callis will run it. I don't know if it'll just be Don Callis like representatives or whatever. I will say this: if the Jericho Appreciation Society ends, a lot of the wrestlers in that stable are going to be in flux, and I'll say 2 of them that won't be will probably be Ty Mello and Anna Jay, because they could just go back to the Dark Order. That's where they originally were from.
They'll take him back.
Yeah, of course they would.
Okay.
I think that'll happen. He got a lot of. I like that comment.
Yeah, you know what? I don't have kids, so I'm not going to speak on that. Y'all can speak on that about a bunch of kids and tuition. That's a heavy jab. That's
Listen,
fucked up.
Jericho has been great everywhere. His gimmicks have been great. My favorite one probably was The List, just because of the reactions. One of the more recent one. That always had me.
You. Who are you? What's the guy's name?
Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth. You just made the hey, ugly boy.
He said, "No chin, no chin."
You, Mr. No Chin. You just made the list.
I know. He cracked me up with that. I loved when he did that one. He's like, what he said about AJ Styles to his haircut, it cracked me up. But yeah, Jericho, if he retires,
made the list.
He definitely needs to get in that WWE Hall of Fame as soon as possible.
Yeah.
As soon as possible. So moving on, we got Adam Cole and MJF as a tag team. And MJF also teasing being a tweener, obviously.
So
in a healing
this is
phase.
not going to last.
No.
They're going to go. This team here will go to the championship and lose. And whoever gets pinned is the one who's going to get who's the one's going to start the feud. So if MJF gets pinned and Cole fucks up, MJF is going to turn on Cole, and then there's your matchup. Or if Cole gets the win and MJF fucks up, then you're going to have Cole, fuck this. I'm going after your belt. And then we go from that point forward.
Well, here's the thing. MJF tweeted about 2 hours ago, per Twitter, for those who follow social media and MJF. He said he got bad news. He was so excited to wrestle Big Bill and Cage this week. He said, unfortunately, I've come down with something. I'm violently ill. I wish my tag partner and close friend Adam all the best of luck. Pray for me or whatnot. And then an hour later, he puts, "Guess it's only cool when you get to do it," because Adam Cole tweeted, "Max, shut the fuck up. You're coming to TV." So
it's just it's a great way for AEW to create a storyline and just throw it away. All right, it's like
I do like seeing MJF as somebody not just this egotistical heel all the time. That's pretty funny.
Here we go. There's your championship. Here's your championship at what's in October? What's in November? Full Gear.
Yeah, probably. I would say.
Boom. There you go. Here's your
Or is it
here's
winter?
your
Or is it
full
winter?
gear
Is
main
it winter is
event.
coming?
What is it?
Winter is coming.
Okay, there you go. So
One of those.
here's your main event. Boom. 3 months go by. Oh, there you go. There's your championship right there. There's
I'm
your main
curious
event.
though. I'm curious to see how MJF does as a tweener. I mean, he seems funny as hell. He called Adam Cole on stream when he was streaming, and it was just be the troll. He's like, "I hope you're not playing video games like a nerd."
Is it why I am?
What's he call people that watch anime? It's just funny. He was like, because I saw when he did the video when he used to have the faction with Wardlow. He called him a weebo.
Yeah.
He's just funny too.
Yeah, it's Weebo.
Yeah, MJF is hilarious. Great heel, really good wrestler. So I honestly hope he stays in AEW. I think WWE wouldn't know what to do with him. He'd be too tame.
Probably.
He'd be too tame. So moving on, we're gonna go with Ethan Page's face run. I will say this. I'm gonna go the Soto route. So you know how Soto was first didn't really like Pretty Deadly and they grew on him.
Yeah.
Ethan Page was sort of like that with me too. I sort of didn't like him, but now I really do like him. I think he's a wrestler that oozes a lot of potential and could be a main event player.
So the speed up to the end of this, does he actually get to that main event stage?
I think so. I think it's going to be sort of a build-up like Jungle Boy and everybody else, but I think he gets there. If you look at his body of work, he's a really good wrestler. Underrated. He's good promo. Now we just got to see how he does it as a face.
Is it a year?
He has the tools there, huh?
In a year from now?
I would say about a year. Build them up slow.
Okay.
I think that would be a good one. Moving on, we got predictions for the winners of the Owen Hart tournament on both sides. So obviously we know Sky Blue defeated Anna Jay. Willow defeated Nyla Rose. Athena defeated Billy Starks in one of the more underrated matches. And Ruby Soho recently defeated Britt Baker. So right now we're looking at Willow versus Athena, Sky Blue versus Ruby, and then the winners of those matches will face each other on Collision in
I'm
July.
going to give. I'm gonna go with Ruby. I'm gonna go with Ruby Soho. I think she's gonna win it.
Okay.
I want to say Athena, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go with Ruby Soho. I just think it's just give her a shot. You get a lot of people a lot of chances. Give her a shot now.
I'm going to go a completely different direction from you. I'm going to go. I think Willow is going to win, and I think she's going to go against her best friend, one of her best friends, Sky Blue.
Okay.
Just for the reason, the narrative. I think Sky Blue wins it.
Okay.
I think they're trying to push her to the moon, and she's over. So I think they're going to have the best friends compete. And it's not going to be one of them. Either A, Willow turns heel, or B, it's just one of those matches where they just shake and are happy, genuinely happy one of the other person went for success. I think that's the route they're going to go. Because if you really think about it, Willow and Sky have been in a feud with Ruby, and Athena's sort of there. So it only makes sense for one of those two to win, in my honest opinion. Mm-hmm. And I'm for it either way. But your point of it too. I mean, we can go Ruby and Athena, which would be a great match too. So I'm not gonna go.
That would be a banger.
It would. But for storytelling purposes, I think the smart route would be Willow versus Sky Blue, just because they both had that tie to obviously the Outcast. So that would be interesting. And then we go to the men's side. We know CM Punk, ISP Kojima. We got Samoa Joe defeating Roderick, Powerhouse Hobbs defeating Dustin Rose, and Ricky Starks defeating Juice Robinson. So now that leads to one of B's favorite matches, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. I had to throw that out there because I know you love that match and talked about it in ROH.
Yo, listen, before we get to that, first off, I'm a big fan of Powerhouse Hobbs. I hope he loses the championship to CM Punk and Samoa Joe. Because the winner of the men's side, is going to be that CM Punk and Samoa Joe. Whether people want to accept it or not, CM Punk has value, and just put it that way. Samoa
So who do you
Joe,
think
I'm always been a Samoa Joe fan. I loved him on Impact
Oh yeah,
from
definitely.
from the chokeholds to the multiple moves. He is Samoa Joe is what
Another one that's also
Taz should
distantly
have
related to
been.
The Rock too. He's distantly related to The Rock. He's not
Yeah,
like yeah,
Samoa Joe should have been what Taz. Samoa Joe is what Taz should have been.
right.
So I'm getting to see the enjoyment to see Samoa Joe do his thing, and this, that, and the third.
That's gonna be a great match.
It's gonna be a banger. I'm gonna give it 4 stars even before the match even starts.
So who do you think is going to be in the finals for that? Obviously, we know Punk versus Joe and
I'm
Powerhouse
gonna
Hobbs
go.
versus Ricky
I'm gonna go
Starks.
Punk and Hobbs. Hobbs will be in there, and just well, did Joe still got a belt?
Yeah, I believe he's still the champion. I think.
Yeah, so he's good without it. Punk's gonna win.
I think so. You're going Punk Powerhouse
Yeah,
because I know there was rumors they wanted to work together, but just for the sake of everything, I'm gonna go Punk Ricky Starks.
does
Ricky
Ricky
Starks
start?
is a,
So if that okay, so if he goes Starks, does Punk put him over?
yes.
Okay.
I think Punk. Remember when Punk said in an interview that he's there to come back to put the younger stars over and started helping them establish stars. What better way to establish younger stars and actually get in a lot of wrestlers good races and get the respect that
Because
he
remember,
wants.
he was supposed to get pushed a while ago. Hasn't gotten pushed yet. So is this where he's gonna get the push?
This is where he gets the rub and he gets the push. Yep,
Okay.
I think so. Makes sense. And for our last topic for AEW, we got the Dark Order versus the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat
I'm not
Club.
gonna lie. I thought you put BCC and put too many B's. I looked twice. Like, hold on a second. Make sure you got that correct. But
Yes,
you
I
know,
got it correct. I didn't put that.
I was like, hold on. I looked at the hold on a second. What is that? Anyway, so let's get the pervertness.
Shit.
That's
a good one.
this
that
your
would be
run?
hilarious, though. I'm not going to
I've been real bad. What the fuck is the BBC? Oh, that's right. You know, British Combat Club. Yeah, we'll keep it that way. Out of this set here, your trios championship will be created here.
Yeah.
Whoever it may be, I don't know who it'll be, but these three will be your trios rivals for the next year and a half.
I think the Dark Order is coming back, and I think what better way to have them come back is have them hold the trios title. Honestly. And then, like I said, if Jericho Appreciation Society breaks up, you get Anna Jay and Ty Mello back there after she has her kid and everything like that.
Right.
Then you're talking about getting the AEW, women's tag champions out there. Why not have them dominate as a faction again? Like back in the day when, RP Brody Lee was around, when they were really
From in the very beginning.
yes.
Yeah.
That I would love to see them go back to that because that was when they were really shining and going. It was great for them. So I'm hoping for the best for that feud and for all that coming because we know the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club can throw it down, and they got wrestlers, and we know that obviously the Elite is going to be getting another partner at some point. That Soto and you've been talking about Ibushi. I think that's happening at some point too. So we're going to move on. Yep. We're going to move on to Impact. So first off, we know that Steve Masson was obviously injured and he's unable to compete due to injury, and a new replacement will be announced July 10th on Bully Ray's podcast. So as you've been watching, it was supposed to be Bully Ray and Steve Masson versus PCO and Scott D'Amore. Obviously, Scott D'Amore has been around the business for 30 plus years.
Right.
And we already know Bully Ray and Steve Masson's body of work. So it's disappointing, obviously, that he can't compete, but the match is still going to go on. So I'm curious to see who his partner is going to be. I know I've seen rumblings on Twitter, people saying, oh, it's probably going to be Devon coming back. But from what I remember, they said Devon could never compete again. So I don't.
So yeah, Devon's still dealing with a lot of like physical implications. I don't think he's like hurt, but it's just like the retirement side of things now. Now you're not wrestling anymore. You're just teaching. You're now trying to get yourself into as a non-wrestler again. So it's kind of like Mark Henry. Mark Henry can't wrestle anymore. He's now in the aftermath of retirement. He's trying to drop weight, get his body right. The problem is he's done so much damage over the years with the Olympic lifting and then wrestling for 25 years.
The strongman competition beats the shit out of you. So yeah.
So now he's trying to physically get himself right. So that's why you don't see Mark Henry, even though he's a staple in AEW. You see more Big Show than him. Big Show is, get himself together and doing different things. Devon, I think you'll probably see him in a couple years, like a lot skinnier and a lot different in a different situation.
I'm just curious to see who Masters' partner is going to be. I have no idea who it could be from storyline purposes. Maybe it could probably. I could see that in a way. But
Moose, baby.
I guess we'll see. So moving on to the next topic, we got the Slammiversary card, which is looking loaded.
You got what, 8 matches right now?
So far, I'll tell you the matches. So we got the Impact World Championship, Alex Shelley versus Nick Aldis. I think Nick Aldis is going to win.
Yes.
We got the Knockouts World Championship, Deonna Purrazzo versus Trinity.
Deonna's winning.
I think Deonna.
No. Trinity might win.
I don't think they're going to give Trinity the belt right away. I think they're going to have a long feud.
Did you see her get an ass beat a couple weeks ago?
Who?
Trinity.
Yeah, but that could be a swerve to get
reparations. Reparations, give her the belt.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but that also could be a swerve to making a stink that she's going to get the belt too. So you never know.
True.
We also got the Bully Ray match. Obviously, they took it off the card, but that's going to happen. Unless Moose pulls double duty, because we know Moose is competing in the Impact World Tag Team Championship. That's why I did say I like it, because it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we got ABC Moose and Brian Myers versus Rich Swans and Sami Callihan and Subculture. So that match is actually probably going to be one of the more underrated matches. I'll be honest with you, because a lot of those wrestlers are really, really good wrestlers. And look at Rich Swann making it big in another promotion. We got.
I thought you said he wasn't going to be bound to nothing. Like,
exactly.
He was going to hate.
Yep. We got Chris Sabin and versus Leo Rush for the X Division Championship.
Another one. Actually, both of them. They thought they'd be amount to nothing. Look at him now.
Yep, Leo Rush is doing big things. He's always had the talent. It's just unfortunately he just has a lot of issues, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Then we got the Ultimate X match. We got Mike Bailey versus Jonathan Gresham versus Kushida versus Kevin Knight and Angels.
I'm going with Gresham.
I think Gresham too. I think that's a good one. My wild card would be Kushida.
Yeah, but there's a lot of work within the AEW. Why would you do anything on Impact? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, you're there to enhance talent.
Yeah. Exactly.
If that makes any sense.
No, I get what you're saying. Then we got the settle the score match, which is Frankie Kazarian versus Eddie Edwards. And now here's the interesting part.
I'm not a fan of Kazarian, so I'm going to go with Edwards.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the interesting part. We got Alicia Edwards with Eddie Edwards. And then we got a throwback to the original TNA days with Tracy Brooks coming back.
She's really coming back?
Yeah, she's going to be in Kazarian's corner. Yep. Then we got the Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. We got the Coven versus Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly, which obviously, if you've been watching, Masha and Killer work well together, and it was one of those build-ups that they've done a great job. Like I said, Impact, I don't have access, but I catch the highlights. Mm-hmm. The product is so much more improved than it was back in the day, and I think if they got on
now
TV
they have money so they can get talent. It's not like it was the post Hogan, right. Booker, RVD, Kurt Angle.
Hogan and them almost destroyed that company, unfortunately. But
yeah.
But I will say this: if Impact was on TV, they would be competing with WWE and AEW. I don't think they'd be on the level, but they definitely would.
I mean, Spike's not around, but listen, 11 p.m. on a Wednesday night watching Spike was the shit.
Yes, I agree. And then we got one more match, which was for the Digital Media Championship. We got Joe Hendry versus Kenny King with Sheldon Jean. Obviously, Kenny King's been around a long, long time,
Uh-huh.
and Joe Henry obviously the championship. I wish freaking Cardona would come in and just say, "I'm going to win that," and just dip.
Oh, listen. Woo, woo, woo.
I wish he would come in and just dip. That would be interesting.
Wait, so yeah, that's fine. But going back to the knockouts, how many times is Peraza been champion?
I want to say about 2 or 3.
Is she gonna reach 5 times like a future guest we're gonna have?
Uh maybe, maybe.
Is
And I
she
can see
better?
eventually.
Is Peraza better than our future
Oh,
guest?
shit, I don't know. That's a hard one. That's a tough one. Shit,
Don't answer that. I'm leaving it up into the air.
I'm not gonna answer it.
Yeah.
I can't answer it. And then our last topic for Impact: future plans for the Rascals. Obviously, for those who don't know, the Rascals in Impact Wrestling used to be Wentz, Miguel, Myron Reed, and Wes Lee. Obviously, we know what happened with Wentz. Obviously, he got released from NXT when he was with Wes Lee as a really good tag team because of a picture that came out he did years ago with obviously something he should have not done. But I get it. In a society these days, our actions have consequences, and I get it, and it happens. But I don't think we should try to sort of push it aside. I think if people
If they made
grow up,
amends to
if
the
they grow up and
past,
learn about it,
then
yes,
so be it.
exactly. Listen,
It's when you don't do it, and that's the real big issue.
if they forgave James Gunn for shit that he said 10 years ago and then try to cancel him and rehire him, I think they could forgive Wentz too.
Okay, so I'll bring you a throwback. Has the world forgiven Vince from so if anybody is black, you have to leave the ring? Yes, I'm talking to you, Mark.
Oh God, yes. Oh no. All right, let's move on. That's
or the look what I got here. We got I was a Sabu. I think you're Sabu, but to the world, it's the Taliban.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, if the world can forgive Vince for that, they forgive everything else.
I got one worse for you. Or when Vince dropped the N-bomb on TV.
Oh yeah, and Booker was like, tell me he did not just say that. Out of all people, was it John Cena, bro? Really? You give me John Cena a card? You give me John Cena a pass? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Nasty
I mean,
work being done.
I get it. So, but I'm excited to see the Rascals. I think they will get a championship title ring at some point. Cause
as long as they made amends for their past, I don't care what the past was. They could do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly.
Hogan.
And moving on to our last bit of news for the wrestling industry, because obviously we cover all types of wrestling. We're going to move into New Japan Pro Wrestling. We got the G1 Climax 33.
Yeah, dog.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest. So I haven't gotten really in. Damn, pup. You okay, puppy?
Yeah, I know. He's working.
His tail's not wagging anymore. Like, what's going on? So, you have. I love the appearance of that dog. My dogs would never. My dog. I've made a good case with that. But no, you have New Japan, and New Japan has done a lot of great work with.
Sorry for the interruption with that.
And everything else. Yeah, we don't care about that. It's a fucking dog. We love dogs. We are a dog-friendly episode.
Yeah.
Just don't let.
Plus, that'll be heavily edited out of the podcast anyway.
Nah, I said let it be. But don't let the cat get in. The cat will ruin everything.
Nah, so I'll go over the matches real quick for the G1 Climate. Let's see. So we got El Fantasma versus Yoshihasha.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Owens versus Gabe Kidd. Tangaloa versus Kenta. Shota Umino versus Ren Narada. Sonata versus Hukuleo. Tachi versus Will Ospreay. Yoda versus Kyoto. And the Great Khan versus Okada.
That
That's
actually sounds. I might have to go and find a way to watch it.
yeah. There's ways to drop like watch it and stuff like that. I mean, I usually catch a stream. Sometimes I see it online, or sometimes you could buy it. I know they're affordable, but obviously they don't have the channels over here for New Japan.
Yeah, you might.
Because
It might be a stream.
yeah. I mean, I'll figure it out, but either way, it's going to be a banger of a
When is that?
climax, obviously. Next week, the 15th. It is the same day as Slammiversary.
Damn, I'll be at the Met game.
Yep, it's the
Oh
same
well,
day.
I'll be like this then again. Like, yeah, go Mets. Like, oh,
Right? And then moving on, we obviously saw this week, Julia won the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, and Eddie Kingston won the Strong Openweight Championship.
so well deserved for her. Eddie Kingston's champion again. Oh, brother, that's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, Julia's been trying to get a championship for a while. That championship,
Yeah, well deserved. Good for her. But Eddie, damn Eddie, you going from program to program.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I'm curious
Think about it.
if he's going to defend that in AEW and ROH.
No, let's go to
curious.
ROH. You've had your fun at AEW. You've had your fun at Ring of Honor. Now you're in New Japan. Just go to Ring of Honor, have fun. Go back to your roots.
Exactly. I agree. So definitely shout outs to Julia and Eddie Kingston for both winning championship. Not much to elaborate. And for our last topic, we had the bloodbath match with John Moxley, Homicide,
So
El
I had
El Desperado,
no
and
idea.
Shun Kasai.
I had no idea about this match until I saw on Twitter fucking Moxley being fucking skewered. I said, what the fuck? One
Yes.
thing about Moxley, people hate him all they want. John Moxley could put on a fucking match.
Matter of fact, I could pull a picture up right now of it just for people to see. Hold on, let me see if I could pull the picture up because it was fucking gruesome. I almost lost my shit when I saw it. Let me share my screen real quick so everybody can see. There's the screen.
Yeah.
That's how it looked. Him getting skewered in the head. Jesus Christ, that drove me nuts.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that there was wild.
That was wild. I agree. 1,000%. That was probably one of the bloodier matches I've seen in a while, and craziest matches I've seen in a while, just in terms of blood and everything. I know that GCW has those death matches and all that shit, but man, that was fucking insane. That's all I gotta say.
I'm like, what? I saw the highlights. I had to go and like find the full match as they go. This is wild.
Yeah, I saw the match. It was wild. It was the Independence Day bloodbath, they called it.
Well, happy 4th for everybody else, I guess.
Yeah, that was definitely a bloodbath.
So, but fuck it. Listen, I ain't gonna be me being skewered. So,
No.
anyways, so we're gonna wrap this shit up because that had now. I'm gonna have shish kebab leaders. Like, I'm supposed to have shish kebab, and now it's like I don't want that shit no more. Like, thanks for ruining it for me, Henry. You're a great partner. I'm wrapping this shit up. Let's get up out of here before your dog come up here. Listen, let my dogs come over here now. Oh, yeah.
Nah, it's because we had the delivery come for DoorDash, and I guess he hears it. He got, like,
Did you
sonar
get something for
hearing.
your dog?
No, I ain't getting shit.
You see, that's why you're mad. If you had a treat for him, you would have been all good. And that's shame on you.
He's a little chunky, so he's a little diet. So
Yeah, whatever. You being a bad fur dad right now. Shame on you. You're an excellent dad to your son, but you're a poor fur dad to your dog. How dare you? Go get him a bone now. Go
Listen,
cook a
whenever I have pickles in my sandwich, I give it to him.
Oh, okay, all right. So that works out. That works out perfectly. So that'll wrap it for us on today's episode of the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate you guys week in and week out tuning in and showing love, popping in. All your comments, all your likes and interest in what we have for the Instagram, on Twitter. We'll be going
soon to be
live
Threads.
on Threads. We are now going to be going live on that as well. That's going to be a hell of a fun time because Twitter got competition now. I love it, but I wish it was MySpace. Sadly, I wish MySpace made a comeback. But Henry, if you could pop up the link tree so everybody could see.
Yeah.
I know you
Also,
have that right there. In
one
the,
thing, be on the lookout for our special guests coming very, very soon.
yes, yes. You'll keep seeing you keep seeing different things pop up as we tease it when we get to that point. Um, we have a Discord that is going to be going live very soon. So if you see this episode and you want to join our Discord, I want you to DM us on Instagram, sfw.podcast, or DM us on Twitter at Sunset Flip WP.
Yep.
So if you could DM us, we will send you a link to join. Whether you're a wrestler, an avid wrestling fan,
So here it is on the side,
yeah.
all our things. There's
Whoa.
Spotify,
Spotify, Apple,
Podcast,
TikTok,
Twitter.
Twitter. You got the Discord right there. You got Twitch, Instagram.
Facebook, YouTube, and our email. If you want to email us, it's at sunsetfitwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. If you want to hear us, you can hear us on Apple,
Everywhere.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that good. You want to hear Henry's dog barking away, you can tune in on today's episode and get all the anger that the dog has at Henry for not feeding him properly. Now Henry's wife got DoorDash. Him and his wife and the baby got DoorDash, and the dog got to sit there and have fucking dry food. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. You can check us out on our social media platforms, on Twitter, like I just said, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Discord coming soon. We want to give a special shout out to Anchor, which is now known as Podcasters. It's a collab app with Spotify. If you want to start your own podcast like we've done, like Henry did with Senpai Says TV, all you need is an email, and it's free and easy. You need somewhere to stream, you could use Zoom and or StreamYard for a small nominal fee per month. You too can use what we use and get that going. So, what's the game plan for today, Henry?
I'm just gonna relax now. Probably gonna go eat and then just chill.
Okay, so not too bad. I should just end myself. I got to pack my bags. I got a long week ahead. A lot of gym. Got softball going on. Got basketball going on.
Yeah, I forgot you got.
And then next Saturday is the Met game, baby. See this ball? This ball is from your boy, young Carlos Stanton. I'm gonna catch Alonzo's ball. I gotta catch Lindor's ball. And my man Daniel Vogelback, aka the Edgar Soto doppelganger.
Danny Burgers.
Danny Burgers. Hoagie Vogie.
Yeah.
That's my dog right there. But hopefully the Yankees win today?
Yes.
Okay, so they won. Now I need my Mets to win tonight.
Mets came alive today, finally.
Yeah, we gonna see what's good. But all right, kid. Until then, I'll see you next time.
See you everybody next time. Later.